Jimmy Uso is in the back, and him and Jay have got Solo Sikoa. He's being held hostage by the Usos. They've just held him for a week and are now going to deliver him to Roman Reigns, which after tonight's segment, this was pretty much like he lost a match, so he was taken to the principal's office, but he's under no obligation to join this group. It's not like Jacob Fatu. It's just bring him to me. And that's what he.
This family operates under very different rules, John. Okay, you are a man of your word. All right, if you've lost a match, you will do exactly. You don't need a contract. You will just do what your family dictates. If you lose,
it's like all he had to do was show up. Like this is not that bad, all things considered.
He's showing up to be presented.
Okay, well. Roman pulls up in the back as Jacob Fatu awaits, and they make their way out to the ring. The crowd is singing for him, and he's got a receipt to collect and calls on the Usos to bring out their captive, Solo Sikoa. And they bring him out. It's very heated here as Solo stands in the center of the ring with Roman, and they remind Roman reminds him of beating him in tribal combat on the first episode of Raw on Netflix. And
which he says was like 3 years ago,
which is
really rounding up because I think
it's not even been 2 years yet.
No.
Yes, this was early 2025 for those keeping track. You know, time flies.
Who keeps
when
track,
you're Roman
honestly.
Reigns?
Yeah.
He's got his own.
Time works
clock.
differently for him. Certainly
needs to update that watch of his. Maybe he was wearing a Walmart watch. So. They know there's a lot of wrestling produced, and they're like, Solo, you probably don't remember this match, but we produced a video to remind you about this because it was 3 years ago. So we get a video highlighting this match and Solo having to acknowledge Roman mixed in with everything that's been going on over the past month. And they come back, and Reigns is looking up and down at Solo, points out his watch, his chain, and then the guy takes his glasses and stomps on them. And this is serious now. And he states, why are you standing? You should be down on a knee. And with that, Jacob Fatu super kicks Sikoa, putting him down, and applies the Tongan death grip when Roman calls off Fatu. And so with Solo dead, and man, he had to sell this Tongan death grip for an uncomfortable amount of time. He kind of just petered off to the corners, and he was just down for like most of this next 8 minutes. So Roman calls upon 2 new black Ulafalas that he presents to his captains, the Usos, but not one to Jacob. And Jacob is fuming in the corner at this disrespect.
For getting the job done.
Yeah.
With Solo. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't get it. Is Jacob Fatu in this against his will, or is he like, it's like, I want my necklace?
Is he in this against his will? Well, no, not exactly. But he has such
He was
respect.
forced into this group.
I mean, he's got so much respect for tribal combat that he is as good as, contractually bound to this.
Okay, but if you lost a bet to me, like there's one thing for you to have to honor the bet and I don't know, follow me around 24/7. But like if I got like my special Pollock Bloodline tattoo, would you be upset that I don't have you get the tattoo as well? Like, do you want to be that involved in this? Like, he was upset that he didn't get the Ulafala here. Why do you care about the Ulafala?
It's maybe more of a sign of just like, like Roman seeing these two at a higher level than Jacob, right?
He just wants community. He wants to be welcomed into the group.
Exactly. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Then LA Knight comes out. And he fends off Jimmy and Jay with little resistance. They just fly out of the ring. And Fatu jumps him. And then Roman stops him yet again and hits LA Knight with a Superman punch. And he tells Solo to end him because you brought him into this. Roman shouldn't have to dirty himself by taking out LA Knight. And so Sikoa has to look at LA Knight and he's saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're telling Sikoa to serve the family, and he holds up the thumb for the Samoan spike, but he turns and nails Roman Reigns to this giant pop. And of all the big calls from Michael Cole, the balls of Solo, which I hope is the episode title of this. And he puts his hand back in his jacket and pulls out to call his shot at Jay
Pew,
and
pew.
Jimmy. Pew, pew. And there's a BFT to Jimmy. Jay gets thrown into the barricade and Samoan spiked by his brother. And then LA Knight challenges Jacob Fatu to do something, and he still can't. And Roman gets up to his feet, and LA Knight catches the Superman punch, hits a BFT to Roman. And then the ultimate moment, what all of this has been building for. We got the end of the chapter at SummerSlam, but the beginning of the new fisting that is LA Knight and Solo Sikoa, who leave together, fist in fist. And quite the segment to end the show. I continue to really enjoy what they are doing with Solo Sikoa. And this was like a great pivot that they did with the Samoan spike spot. And by the end of this, like you have the obvious LA Knight match, and like Solo is in a really good position now as a babyface.
They've really, like over the past 2 weeks alone, I think managed to really supercharge Solo Sikoa's babyface appeal and the spotlight that's around him with these segments, this one in particular. I mean, I found the segment overall very captivating in that it represented like Roman in his meanest, most mob boss-like self, which is my like maybe favorite version of the tribal chief, or at least like the favorite moments that I've seen him in. I respect that they are not afraid to like have Roman look so villainous, you know, and sadistic even, you know, despite him actually like being the top baby face on the entire show. But they don't really mind gambling that because they know that this crowd at this point will probably cheer Roman Reigns no matter what they do, no matter how evil they make him. So, but it's not to say none of it like hurt the baby face here, because like Solo Sikoa comes out of this looking like such a strong commodity, you know, on the baby face side of things. And at this point, I don't even think he's on SmackDown anymore. Like he's just like, doesn't matter. He's a Raw guy now. I thought it was really brilliant how they positioned Jacob to stay out of it by having Roman force him, you know, because he was a hothead earlier in the segment, to tell him to stay here and don't do anything. And so he does nothing for the rest of it. So listen, I thought it was a strong segment. I've seen like, you know, pretty good reception to it overall. I don't know if it does that much to like maybe calm criticisms down about this being feeling like a rerun, because I thought beat for beat this segment felt exactly the same as Sammy's turn on Roman at the Rumble, in that like you had LA Knight, you know, in Kevin Owens' place and Solo Sikoa in Sammy's place. All that said though, I mean, there's no arguing the effect that I thought it had for the baby phases. You know, I thought Solo again gets supercharged, and I think Knight at this point feels very like worthy of being a Roman Reigns challenger, certainly more than before.
Yeah, I mean, it's the idea of like running back Reigns and Sikoa. Like, I can't say I'm all that excited by the end goals here of like matches with these guys, but they are certainly like, you know, they've done a lot here with Knight and Sikoa at a time when Raw is really depleted on stars and baby faces. Like this is like, aside from Obafemi, like this is what they've got. And I thought this came off well, and overall, like we were very down on Raw last week. I'm the complete opposite this week. I thought this was a very strong episode of Raw from both the wrestling and, you know, a very good angle to end the show as well. And the Oba Braun stuff is like that was working from the get-go. It feels like an important match. So I thought this was one of the stronger Raws in some time. We are wrapping up the summer big on the Post Wrestling Cafe as John Pollock and Neil Flanagan are flying to London, England for live on-the-ground coverage of AEW All in London. Also this month, we conclude our reviews of Dark Side of the Ring and WWE Unreal Season 3, reviews of ROH's Death Before Dishonor and TNA Lockdown, Rewind Away will cover the WWF Aggression album, and Book Club will cover Total Nonstop Agony by Vince Russo. Sign up now at postwrestlingcafe.com.